Welcome back to fourth quarter success. You know what it is, man. I'm back, man. I'm back, and it's been a minute, and I'm just ready to be able to talk about some issues and just looking at things and how people are moving in the world. Sometimes it makes me want to just be able to come and address those things. With fourth quarter success, I always try to keep a positive way of looking at everything, and I know that controversial stuff and sometimes not always helping people, hits into the algorithms to be able to allow you to be able to speak in a way that addresses issues and take care of some of the concerns that people always have in this world. So the first thing I want to talk about today, and probably the only thing, is this Carri Richardson. Everybody know who she is, and if you don't, she's the track superstar that went to LSU. She's from Texas. She was the individual who dominated the 100 at the Olympic trials. She ran what I think was the fifth or sixth, or at that time maybe the third or fourth fastest time in the history of the 100. It's so crazy that when I look at her story, and I've been following her for a while, man. I've actually been keeping track of her just from even in high school. It was something about her. I just liked the way she had that confidence, that level of almost kind of arrogance. Being a former athlete, an athlete who has competed at a very high level, sometimes that arrogance, that cockiness, especially when you're actually in the event, day of, in your sport, you have to have. A lot of people tell you to be humble. To me, I was never humble when I was inside of the football field or when I was on that wrestling mat. It wasn't about being humble. It was about actually being cocky. It was about having a certain level of swag, of how you feel you had to be. With me, when it came to football, I had to have my socks pulled up. I had to have that rag that hanged on the side. I had to have those gloves that made me feel like it was a sense of security. And when I put that helmet on, when it came down to the wrestling mat, I had to have a certain way of how I put my knee pads. I had to have this headgear that was almost like me transforming into a person that sometimes is not the person that I was off the mat. It was a level of being confident that you had to have. And when I look at this Security Richardson, I look at all these fake movers. And when I say fake movers, I'm talking about the media, the famous people, other track stars, the jealousy. They're the fake movers, man. When you're trying to have fourth quarter success, you're going to see that you're going to run across fake movers. And the reason why I say people are fake movers, when she was dominating at LSU, she still had her little where people thought she was a little bit too cocky. But when she went to the Olympic trials and she ran some great times, she qualified, she was representing the United States. We all seen when she went and hugged her grandmother. There was a lot of people that supported her and they were behind her, or they jumped on the bandwagon. Let me say that. A lot of people jump on the bandwagon. So a lot of these people came and supported her to be able to really see her fall because she had that certain arrogance, that swag, that cockiness about her, which a lot of us blacks, we like it. That's the way we kind of grew up. That's who she is. It's not like she's pretending or being more fake, man. It's just that's where she comes from. That's what she has to do to build up. And as we got to the Olympic trials and she dominated, and it came out that she had smoked marijuana, and you had a lot of people. I mean, as we start to see the different laws passed throughout the country, and how marijuana is now accepted by the world or by majority of certain people in the United States. Now you have people who definitely came behind her, supported saying that it's only marijuana. A lot of people were happy that it wasn't, at least it wasn't sports enhancement drugs. That's the way some people look at it. They didn't think that she should have been suspended and not being able to run at the Olympics. And don't get me wrong, I definitely wanted to see her at the Olympics, but I understood that. I understand that as an athlete, you know what I'm saying, who was trying to make the Olympic team and wanted to do it the right way. Make sure that I was clean and make sure I didn't break any rules. And believe me, man, I know people who broke rules. There's people who broke rules that um, were at the top of the game in the sport. And a lot of people know that. But just to get back to Sha'Carri Richardson, we know that a lot of people were supporting her. But the main thing that I see from this, see, when you support somebody, when you see the over majority or overwhelming support, so much support, there was a lot of people wanting her downfall because she came out there and said, yeah, I did this, I was going through that. See, people sometimes don't understand, and some people do understand what you may go through in life, and some people gonna say that's still not an excuse to be able to shatter a dream that you had of making the Olympic team, and which I agree with that. But even through that, I knew that it hurt. I know she hurt. I knew she went back and she realized, like, man, but there was a lot of support that kind of built her, kept her going. But let's get back to the point of hand. Over the last couple of days, you have seen the same people who were supporting her. I mean, I'm talking about bandwagon, really riding and rooting for her, posting her, getting ready. Yeah, Sha'Carri, Richardson, she's gonna dominate them Jamaicans. She's gonna do all these different things. And then when she lost, they ducked underneath tables. And then after they came back up from underneath the tables, they want to criticize her for being too cocky, for being too arrogant, not being humble enough. And I'm going to tell you this, Richardson, don't be humble. Be cocky. Never give up things that you used to do because that's going to make you weak. That's a sign of weakness. And I've seen so many people from radio stations to news to podcasts, all these sports journalists, everybody fits into the system, man. They want to criticize just to fit into the system. I know you have to get views for from the algorithm. I know you have to do controversial topics, but man, don't bandwagon a person or don't sit there and try to down a person. And then soon as she gets back, and she will be back, Richardson, you will be back. When she comes back, those same people are gonna bandwagon her. They're gonna try to follow her. They're gonna try to be behind her, try to boost her, and try to get on the team. But I know what she's doing. She's looking at that list of all the people who are in her inner circle who may have doubted her, who may have told her, go out there and be more humble. You got a Nike deal. You got people still supporting you. But to a certain extent, that's not a part of what she is. That level of confidence. A lot of people can say, because some of the runners who were part of the Olympic team, when we look at the two runners who ran the 400 hurdles, they were saying iron sharpening iron. Some people can live like that, and some people can compete like that. Some people saying that she should be supporting more women, or that she supported more women, but when she talks against or says what we think was related to the comment that Felix made, the Olympic great Felix made, it's still competition, man. So sometimes she may feel like you have access to me, or certain people have access to me, they can say certain things to me. But she has to still be who she is, man. And I just want to say, just keep doing what you have to do, man. There's gonna be doubters, there's gonna be haters, there's gonna be people who bandwagon, there's gonna be people who are gonna try to come on board, there's gonna be people who come on your team and leave your team. But I just want you to understand, Richardson, just keep doing you. Just keep doing you. Keep track of those things that are in your mind that make you great. And at the end of the day, like somebody once said, is that one day the cheering's gonna stop, the stadium lights are gonna go out, and the stands are gonna be empty. The relationships, the people who you meet, those are the things that are gonna bring value more to you after you leave this sport. And like I said, for every great athlete, this has to happen. That's part of fourth quarter success. You have to understand that fourth quarter success is when the game is on the line, what you gonna do. Now, the first game on the line was when you ran that at meet this past week, and you ran into some challenge. You ran against other great athletes who have that same chip on their shoulder, that has that same way of how they go about winning their races. So when the game's on the line, what are you gonna do? That's what fourth quarter success is. It's about stepping up at the times when you need to. Go back, train, do the things that you need to do. And I know that you'll be where you need to be. But for all these fakes, these bandwagon, fake followers, man, y'all don't support her. Y'all just want the story, man. You get it. You got it. So go do it, man. Every day I'm trying to give you fourth quarter success. Every day we're trying to get fourth quarter success. Just get it in, man. I'm out of here.